I'm Jens Renner. I worked 17 years in the past for AKG, where I developed with my colleagues the famous K1000. Was one babies of us. After a while, so 20 years later, I worked for Philips, and then I was asked just maybe 3 years ago to create a new successor of the K1000 based on latest technology. Then I calculated in terms of physics how can this be done, what materials could be used that it's really better, and so on. Finally I succeeded in this way, so my calculations are done, and I made the first prototype just based on simple plastics 3D printing and so on, just for the first check if the acoustic calculations was right, and it was okay. And then we started at LB Acoustics the real pre and final development of this new baby called now MySphere. The sense behind the complete product is that you have still an open driver, a speaker almost wearing on your head. The specialty in such a concept is you have no cushion, nothing which hinder the sound to go out and come directly to your ear. The sense behind this, if you have such a system, you have not such an effect that any reflection from the like hands or whatever is there, shell, you have reflections between the ear and that. Of course, in any traditional headphone, these reflections try to be damped and so on, but you cannot do that totally. This is the concept basically also from the old K1000, and this MySphere is using now newer technologies. As an example, the ring magnet system inside has a magnetic flux of 1.6 Tesla already. This is very high. So the sensitivity of this headphone is really high. We come up to 95 dB SPL at 1 milliwatt. With this special 3D mesh construction, we use for the very low frequencies a bit a proximity effect, which enhance the bass level below 50 Hz. So basically, independently where you wear it, I show you that. If it's weared like a helmet or a hairband, people say, and you can angle it to your ears. So in any case, you listen from 50 Hz to 40 kHz from a speaker. If you go a bit closer, then even from 20 Hz. If you listen to a music like classical and so on, then it's good enough if you angle a bit wider, because no instruments used in classics has frequencies below 50 Hz. If you listen to pop music, it might be a little bit better, go a little closer to it. The driver itself is a construction similar to the K1000 from the concept. So you can open that, it's just magnets fixed by magnets. You can open that, and inside, so this is a driver 40 by 40, and the membrane itself is again rectangular to avoid any stress in it when moving. The membrane is enforced by a glass foam, really to reach very high frequencies and become very stiff in the middle area to produce the high frequencies. So this can be closed again by these magnet systems. The complete headphone can be dismantled. You can change the cushions, you can put out the driver, and you so easy to store or replace or whatever, or go for transportation easier. So replacing that's also fixed by magnets. The complete outer part is machined from aluminium, and the surface is anodized to a brittle hard surface of 9.5, so very close to diamond. You cannot scratch it. The bow itself, it's an so-called spring material, but not iron based, but chromium, vanadium and other materials are in, so it cannot corrode or anything. The surface itself you get not fingerprints on, because it's made with beamed glass balls, beamed surface. So the printings are not printed, this is etched like knives, so you cannot get this off for a while. Or in other words, the complete system is made really durable. It's very robust made. This is also a big difference to the old K1000.
AKG K1000 successful.
So what else to say here? Again, when wearing that and the user fits, the first thing is not in any one, but the first ones use it. It has to find a little bit the sweet spot to your ear, to the right position. When you found this, and then normally you really start smiling because it sounds then that good. The best is to remember here on this scale. Then finally your position, what you need for, and yeah, that's all. It's not complicated. So it's not rocket science on the one hand side. It's just using really modern materials compared to the past. And engineered in a Six Sigma method to become really to get really a very robust product. Okay.